Hey guys, another Demon Slot Reviews here, and this is an interesting video on can you make a digital club with less than £1,000? So basically I was just thinking about this and I was wondering, for £1,000 you could get quite a lot of Scalextric stuff, and you could actually start your own sort of track and club, sorry. So here's like a list of stuff we got. Now I've also got the catalogue to refer to. So, right. Basically, you could start off quite easily with your track designer, like that. Hopefully you can see it. And you can make a track like that, and it's got all these cool features where you can add the amount of pieces you got for your track. So, if you had only a limited amount of track, which everyone does, you'd be able to type it in, like how many borders you got, and you'd be able to say, oh, I've got this, this and this, and then all the track that you haven't got will show up in red. So that's very cool. So let's start with I thought that this was only 100, but I went on Scalextric.com yesterday and it's 150. So the method that I did with that went out the window straight away, because 150 quid, that's quite a bit. That's 10%, 15% of your budget already blown on that. So, right, if I can find it, it should be in here somewhere. What I started off with was, still not here. Oh, it's not in here. It was called the. If you go onto the Scalextric website, there is something called the Digital Conversion Kit. Some of you may have bought it already, some of you may not have. But I thought, if you got two of them, because it's actually quite a good set. It's 70 quid, so that's pretty good. Because you get two controllers, a power base, and a straight crossover, and that costs £40 alone. So basically, and the controllers cost 15 each, so 70 quid would normally get you two controllers and a piece of straight. But also with the conversion kit you get the power pack, the little plug-in bit for the power pack to work, and a half straight and a normal straight. So if you did end up adding it to your track, you can have the other half. So say you've got the figure of 8 like they normally do, and you stuck the half straight on one of the figure of 8, then you can stick it on exactly the other side, and then that'd be that. The digital lap counter is £50, so we've just got into £810, so we've still got over 800 quid for this club to work. And also you may or may not, depending on who you are, want a pit lane in your Scalextric track, and you may want the pit lane game as well, because I've played on a system where you have fuel, and depending on how much you pull the trigger and how hard you pull it, the more the fuel goes, and that was quite a fun system. And I assume the pit lane game is similar to that, where you have to pit and get fuel. So that would encourage people to think tactfully, and it will encourage some great racing. And both of those are £45 each, so that's just 90 quid. So you're down to £720. Sorry, just take a drill. And then you've got the quarter straights, which, if I find a picture of them, that's the pit lane game, and it's been in their Porsche Triple Cup set that came out, and they're redoing it in a brand new McLaren MP4-12C set, which is going to be an awesome set, and I may get it, like, well, not me, but my dad might get it, so I could do a review on it, and that's gone up to 220 quid, so that's what I'm talking about. The straight and the half of the corners, you get a pack of 4 of them, and that is £8 a pack, so that's only £2 per piece of track, and you basically, so that's 16 quid, so you're down to £704. I am referring to this piece of paper because I did do some work in that. So, what about, this is basically if you start from scratch, you've got no track, no controllers, no nothing, not even a car, right, but you like Scalextrics anyway. So, here is your standard straight. Actually, I haven't got a picture of one. You know, right. Basically, standard straight, just without the hairpin bit that goes in. There it is, right there. So that is, you get 2 in a pack, and that is £10.50. So I'm thinking, you want a fairly big track, because you've got a club, you're not going to have a little figure of 8, are you? And you want to have competitive, fast racing. So I would say, get 10 packs, that would cost you £105. That way you've got 20 straights, and that is a lot of straights. So realistically, even if you wanted to do an oval, you could still have a 10 long oval, plus more even, because you've got the power pacing and the pit lane and everything. And so yeah, that would be a long track, and so that would be £105 straight down, which would bring you just under £600 at £599. And the next point is you'd need corners, so you'd need radius ones, and you've got these 22.5 degree corners, which are basically half of a radius one, or basically you get the 45 degree ones, which are the standard ones, which everyone will probably know, and then you get these slightly smaller, tighter ones that are 22.5. Now, you get 2 in a pack, and I suggest you get 5 of each corner, so that means you've got 10 of each corner basically, and only get 2 of those, because that would eat up your budget quite a lot. Getting just 5 of them would be £37.50 per set of corners, but this is all up to you. I'm just trying to do it sort of whole numbers, if you know what I mean, and trying to get the most decent amount of track out of the money that you got. And if you had the 22.5 times corners, which are like the half ones, and you only got 2 of them, then that would be £15 each, so that would be another £60 that you've spent just on the corners, and then that will bring you back down to £389. So now this is the important part. I don't know, you might want to have a rally club, you may stick to a specific car. I would suggest super resistant cars like the McLaren MP4-12C. Hopefully there's a picture of one here now, otherwise I'm going to look stupid. Maybe even Bugatti Veyron. I don't like that car personally, but it's up to you. You may be set for a child market, so that way kids are going to love the Bugatti Veyron, because, you know, fastest car, it's been on Top Gear all the time, so it's a good car to them. But like I said, the MP4-12C is going to be a very good digital car. If you got 4 that were the same as well, like I suggest super resistant, you could mix and match. So you get 2 Bugatti Veyrons, 2 MP4s, and don't forget the Porsche 997, sorry. There's one that's for £26, but I'm going to go with them being £30 each, because that's how much they are now. That's another £120 out your budget. So now you're down to £269. Now these cars aren't going to have chips in them, but they're DPR. Digital chips have now gone up from £10 to £13, because not enough people are buying them. I don't know what's going on. They've raised their price, which doesn't make sense. If you're not making money on something, you would have to bump the price down and take a gamble that people are going to pay more, buy more, I mean. So 4 chips, this is if you're just buying 4 cars. So 4 chips, 4 cars, that'd be an extra £52 there and there. So out of all that stuff that we bought, so we've got the track, we've got the power bases. In the digital conversion kit we've even got a spare power base in case one of them breaks down. We've got enough controllers, and we've got digital lap counter, we've got a pit lane, we've got a pit lane game, and we've got single straight. The only things I haven't included were borders, because I couldn't figure out how many you would need, and you may not even want borders. It depends on if you just wanted them for the corners or not, which I was going to do, but my internet kept crashing, so I couldn't find the price of the borders, and I didn't want to take the risk that they were all the same price. So you're down to £217 from your original 1,000. Now there's one major thing that you need, and that is a venue. That's a place there you can hire out and Scout huts are good for this, because scout huts always want to get money so they can, you know, I've been to loads of clubs where they've hired out scout huts, even a church, an old church. I've been to a club where they hired out a church. So yeah, 217 quid, you'll be able to easily hire out a place. I wouldn't spend the whole £217 on hiring a place. I'd go to loads of places, find the cheapest, find the one that everyone's going to be able to find as well, and hire it out for a few hours. And don't forget, you can even the whole point of this club is for you to make money, because you're not going to do it for free. You're not going to be like, hey kids, come play with my cars and trash them. You can charge. And I went to a club and he was clever, and he said, more of you show up, the less it will be. So let's say for argument's sake it was £25 per hour for him to rent that hall out. 25 people show up, that's £1 in. But if 10 people show up, that's £2.50. So I'm quite glad that I just did an easy sum for myself, because I wouldn't look stupid. So yeah, that is it. Obviously I'm hoping that this has been quite clear. I'm going to have this pop up every time I mention money, so I will be editing this video and thoroughly so everyone gets it. And I really hope this either encourages people, or you know, it just gets people thinking about it, because there aren't enough Scalextric clubs out there. And also another thing is, you still got, let's say for argument's sake, to rent out a hall every weekend for a month is £100. You still got 117 quid to advertise as well, which is local newspaper. So you could easily go to the local newspaper and say, put an advert in, say, oh, new Scalextric club, and you can even again, referring back to this club that I went to that had the scout hut, he got a news reporter from the local newspaper to come and actually take pictures of the opening of it, and to basically advertise it, which again would get more people. And it is a very successful club. He still runs. He used to do it a couple times a week. He used to do a 4-lane analogue, so that was quite a good system, but now he's changed it to just a digital one. So I thought, if he can do it, then pretty much loads of Scalextric enthusiasts can do it. Alright, thanks for watching. I hope it's been helpful, and I hope it's food for thought basically, and anyone who's ever decided or wanted, dream with the idea of starting a Scalextric club could now do it.